The UN Human Rights Commissioner's visit to Cameroon, described as a strange visit by many, has raised more questions than answers. The Commissioner's decision to visit without publicly announcing his presence has sparked concerns about the true intentions of his visit. Ambazonians who have been suffering from human rights violations and violence were not aware of his visit, and many feel that their voices were not heard. The Commissioner's report has been criticized for its lack of depth and understanding of the situation on the ground by not condemning the human rights violation committed by the Cameroonian government, the La République du Cameroun government. The Commissioner has been accused of taking sides. Furthermore, his decision not to visit the war zones of Ambazonia has raised concerns about his willingness to engage with all parties involved. Barrister Fu, a lawyer, expressed his disappointment with the Commissioner's approach, stating that it was unfortunate that he was not informed about the real struggles of Ambazonia. Barrister Fu believes that the Commissioner's report does not accurately reflect the situation on the ground and that he has been taking sides by not engaging with Ambazonia representatives. On the other hand, Barrister Amba, another lawyer who has worked with the United Nations, shared similar concerns. He stated that the Commissioner's visit was a clear indication of the disregard for Ambazonians and their struggle. Mbesi emphasized that the United Nations is not genuinely interested in the Ambazonian struggles and they need to take a more active role in addressing the human rights violation. But, to make matters easier, Barrister Mbesi suggested that Ambazonians should document their grievances in writings and submit an official document to the UN. This would help ensure that their concerns are formally recorded and addressed. He emphasized the need for Ambazonians to unite and present a united front in their struggle for justice and human rights. Overall, the analysis highlights the need for a more comprehensive and balanced approach to addressing the human rights situation in the Amazonia. The UN Human Rights Commissioner's visit and reports have been widely criticized, and it is clear that more needs to be done to address the concerns of Ambazonians and others affected in this particular situation. Well, that's not all. In reacting to this, President Sako actually threw his voice on this, on which he reacted the sham of the United Nations Human Rights Boss Volker Turk's visit. Now, the recent visit of the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights, Volker Turk, to the Cameroons has been widely criticized as a sham, as a cover-up of the human rights abuses committed by La République du Cameroun's government against the people of Southern Cameroon. Well, according to the President of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, the visit was orchestrated by the Cameroon state to serve as a cover-up or window dressing, as he would refer, and carefully exclude a tour of the crime scenes in Ambazonia or any interaction with the victims' population in Southern Cameroon. The President and representatives of the Ambazonian government has expressed outrage at the visit, citing the UN's inaction in the face of severe human rights violations, including unlawful killings, arbitrary detentions, and restrictions on fundamental freedoms. In a recent communique by the President, Dr. Sako stated that the UN has failed to protect the people of the Southern Cameroons, while Volker Turk's visit was a waste of expectations, and his press release was a whitewash of the Cameroon's government's human rights abuses. The conflict in the Amazonia has resulted in thousands of deaths, displacement of hundreds and thousands of people, and widespread human rights abuses as well. The Amazonian government has called for a political solution through a negotiated, mediated settlement, but the Cameroon's government has refused to engage in the meaningful dialogue. The UN Human Rights Council has issued several recommendations to the Cameroon's government, but they have been ignored. The council has also failed to take decisive action to protect the people of Southern Cameroon. The visit of Turk has sparked widespread outrage and calls for action to protect the people of Southern Cameroon. While in conclusion, I would say that Mr. Volker Turk's visit should have highlighted the worsening human rights situation, with ongoing atrocity crimes being perpetrated by the Cameroon state, continued population displacement, and the Cameroon government's persistent failure to engage with the people of southern Cameroon in a genuine dialogue to address the root causes of the war. The Ambazonan government reaffirms its stand on the issue of education and calls for the establishment of school zones, safe school zones, in the war-torn territory of southern Cameroon.